zoned the principal office of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, has zoned that to the northwest. And it's also zoned the Deputy Speaker to the southeast. Now, the last caller before we went on break, Ada, who called in, says she doesn't have any problem with that. And, she doesn't have any problem with that. But what she referred to as micro-zoning, attaching a name to it so that for the speakership of the House of Representatives, in particular, Tajuddin Abbas from Kaduna State is the preferred candidate of the National Working Committee. And for the Deputy Speaker that has been zoned to the southeast, Honorable Ben Kalu is the preferred candidate. So, Honorable Bashir, the speaker, the person who called in had said that she was okay with zoning if that's a sort of an arrangement, but where she sort of stops off is micro-zoning it and specifying a particular person. Is that in tandem with the way you are thinking too?
Yes, what we are thinking that the National Working Committee will do, even if they are going to make it as a zoning or whatsoever they are calling it, they are supposed, at least they should make it clear that we have almost 3 candidates they are contesting for this office of the Speaker from the Northwest. Have they assessed them? Have they asked the members of the APC that who among them is preparable? If they wanted to do justice, why is it that just they nominated that we are under military junta? We are not under military junta. This is democracy. And by the Constitution, we are supposed to elect our leader, not the party to elect our leaders. It is issue of that we come from the APC. Yes, we agree we are members of the APC. But the reality is that Jaji came from the APC from the Para State. We have also Sada Soli, also from Katsina State, from APC. All these candidates, and also Tajuddin, why didn't they call them and sit down with them, and still they are contested? So if they say that they want to zone, the simplest way to zone this, yes, the simplest way to zone this matter is that they should take it south-south, north-north, then allow us to do what is right. And I believe that at that time, we believe that the party agree with us and take us as one.
Okay. All right. Mr. Lukman in Ghana. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Opiori.
Thank you for calling in. Good morning.
Yeah. I want to talk to the Honorable. You know, we've had President from Southwest, Vice President from the Northeast. The National Assembly, the other...
Just as he was going to continue with his analysis, he didn't get past the President and Vice President. He was going to give his impression, I'm sure, of how the other...
I believe that he wanted to talk about saying that the President come from the Southwest, the Vice President come from the Northeast, and also thinking of what the zoning, so-called zoning they have said, is coming from the South-South. What I believe is that is what he wanted to talk about. And let me throw him back. Why is it Bajamila was being elected and the Vice President at the same state? Yemi Esubanjo? So we cannot be able to start talking about issue of zoning at the end of this day. When the president was contesting the primary election, the governor of Jigawa has already purchased from and contested with him. The same thing with the governor of Kogi State. The same thing, the party directed Ahmed Lawal to go and purchase a phone to contest with the president-elect at that time. So what is zoning? The same MWC, they have bring the problem of the zoning. If Kia is not taken at that time, Tuola Tinubu cannot emerge as a presidential candidate of the party and also to be elected as a president-elect.
Okay. Now, I want to refer back to the announcement that was made by the spokesperson for APC, who said that white consultations were held. You give me your impressions on that statement, but that they would continue to be held, even though they've announced these names.
That is wrong.
I don't know.
You see, let me tell you something. It's unacceptable. That is not democratic. That is not democracy.
Well, if it's coming from the official organ of the party, this is no more a matter of opinion of party members. Just where is the line?
Yeah, it is opinion because we are all stakeholders. Without us, they cannot make the government.
Okay, because I was going to ask where the line actually is between normal conversation and engagement and that which parties sometimes term anti-party activities by speaking publicly.
Let me tell you, this is not party activity. This is not anti-party activities, because we work for the government to be elected. None of the National Working Committee members was in my constituency when Bola Tinubu has won in my constituency. I moved around for my 22 wards. All of those wards, they are under control of bandits. And that is how we scale through and to make sure that Bola Tinubu has won election there. Where is all the members of the National Working Committee? Look at what happened to the party. We lost.
All right. Honorable, we've been rejoined by Lukman in Ghana. Thank you, Lukman, for calling back in. Go ahead now.
Thank you, Uncle. Okay, thank you, Uncle. The point I'm trying to make then was that every government will work differently. And now we have executive and we have the legislature. I want to ask the Honorable, is it fair enough to have two persons from one region from the four top National Assembly leadership? We have a deputy president from Northwest and speaker from Northwest. What is the fate of the people from the North Central, which they deliver massively for APC as well? I think we should try to bring this country together, and we should be able to make unity among ourselves. I know politicians always have their way to always have a statement to justify the previous government or previous leadership of assembly, because I saw Honorable making reference to Right Honorable Brigadier Milan, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. If it works the other way around, we shouldn't allow that. Now that the president is Southwest, Vice President is Northeast, the remaining four regions should share the top four leadership of the National Assembly, and there will be peace. Even the incoming government as well will have a peace, and there will be a cordial relationship between the National Assembly and the executive. We should try to look beyond our interest or the region interest. We should look at how can we unite that nation, and the two arms of government will be able to work for the interest of Nigeria. No matter the policy that Ashwadi is bringing, if there is no unity between the National Assembly and the executive, we have to fail, and we don't want to fail Nigerians, so that in 2027 we can do better. If the Northwest doesn't get it this time around, they could be able to get one maybe in future. They just finished a president for 8 years, and the rest of the region work for them. So they should look at it and look at the situation very well and consider the North Central, so that what happened under Saraki in 8th Assembly will not happen this time around. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Lukman, especially for your efforts to call back in again. Yes, Honorable, go ahead.
You see, really, Lukman, you have said the right thing. Now, let's look at it. We in the Northwest before, we have Tambuwal, we have Masari, we have Galina Abba. So, if you look at it, that presently, what is happening is that we want to have a unified 10th Assembly. If we cannot be able to have a unified 10th Assembly, the government and the president-elect will have so many problems how to make things happen to Nigeria. We want this country to change. We want this country to be unified. We want an engine room that can carry us to the right direction. And we have to elect our leaders. This is democracy. We should believe that there is a separation of powers between the executive, the judiciary, and also at the same time the executive. In our own case, if the legislators are not not cooperating with the executive. That is where the problem is. Now we want to cooperate with Ahmed Bola Tinubu government. How can we cooperate with the Ahmed Bola Tinubu government to make sure that Ahmed Bola Tinubu have succeeded to bring peace, unity, security, and other things that is happening, to change the economic position of our country, to make sure that unemployment level, poverty alleviation, and so on and so forth. Look at it. Look at our major road. For the past 8 years, we cannot be able to complete most of our major roads. Take from the example, from Kaduna, from Abuja to Kano, for almost, this is the 5th or 6th years that this road has been constructed. Most especially when you go to other states, you will find out that there is no connectivity between the states and state roads. This is what we want Tinubu to do, and this is what we want Tinubu to achieve. This is what we want Ahmed Tinubu government to succeed, so that APC will remain ruling this country for the next 20 to 24 years to come. That is what we are after. Not to sit down and think that when I zone this person or I give this appointment to this person, then I have done the right thing. No. In the National Assembly, you did the wrong thing, and that is wrong.
Now, here you are speaking, as you are speaking now, this is, this is the way you feel and you see it, and I don't imagine that you are alone. So there will always be people who see it differently. And by the way, you, as an honorable member now, you are, you're from the Northwest, right? You're from the Northwest. There are, the people are not happy. Well, some people are not happy also in the Senate. We're not talking about the Senate today, but Senator Orji Uzor Kalu has actually, signified his intention to still vie for the office. He's from the Southeast, as we all know, but he has signaled his intention to vie for the office nevertheless. So it just, for the moment, we're seeing the cons. Maybe when we hear from the pros, it might be a different story. But in the meantime, Mr. Agbaso has called in. Is that in Owerri? Good morning to you, sir, Mr. Agbaso.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, sir.
Yes. Please go ahead now.
Good morning.
Yeah, just like you said, my name is Promise Agbaso. I'm calling from Owerri.
Okay.
I've been listening with keen interest, and I've been following up. But what I have to say is just very brief, because I don't want to, waste your time. I think this is the best time for the Southeast, to be included in the scheme of things, because it will not be good that, Nigerians are talking about their agitations from different geopolitical zones, and so to say, the tripod that holds this country, which is the three major ethnic groups, the Igbos, the Hausas, and the Yorubas, and this particular 10th assembly is where the Igbos, will be shown that they are part of Nigeria. What do I mean by that? By allowing them to produce either the Speaker of the 10th Assembly, or if that won't be possible, let them be given the opportunity to become the Senate President. Nothing should be less than that. Telling them to come and vie for a deputy Senate President or deputy Speaker is completely out of it. Every good conscience, fairness, and justice person in this country will know that it is the time to allow these people who also form this part of tripod. Because I was taught in my university days that when you have a tripod and you remove one leg, only two will not allow it to stand firmly. It is only when you include the last leg that will make it tripod. So now what we have now is only tri. We don't have the tri yet. We don't have the three that made it the three major ethnic groups. So let the Igbos be allowed at least to vie for the Senate President or the Speaker House of Representatives. That is my humble submission. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Agbaso. You just said, he has said that he's not impressed. Important as the office is,
yes,
he's not impressed with the Deputy Senate President that has been zoned
you
to
see,
the Southeast.
Actually, what I wanted to let him know is that we even agree that if the party said that, okay, we zone the Senate President to the South-South, also to the South entirely, then the speakership to the North. Then they call us in different zonal level. Then we sat down, we look at it, at who is the right person to nominate for them. So instead of them to start appointing us a leader, which we don't know. We don't think we have the impression that is going to carry the assembly to the right direction. We need a competency. We need somebody who believes that he's fair and just. We need somebody who knows the rules of the legislation. We need somebody who knows that he has hold the position to make sure that he took this house to the right direction. As I always said, the right direction, because when you get somebody that cannot take us to the right direction, he's always playing with our intelligence, it will not last. We are not his children. We are also elected. This is a leadership of equal.
You are actually implying that the nomination of the party, Tajuddin Abbas from Kaduna State, might actually not have these important aspects that you are talking about. Because if it did, there might not be an issue.
Then I doubt much, because they have never scrutinized.
He has not been scrutinized. Is that what you said?
Yes. Yes.
And so this is where your point of view that, look, if you had talked with us, instead of micro-zoning it, maybe we would have come up with what you would also join in thinking of as a consensus candidate for the zone. Because that is what it is being called. These people are being called consensus candidates that have emerged.
No. They did not discuss anybody. They did not discuss this matter with anybody, and they did not discuss it even those people that they are contesting this office.
I see. Okay. Let me check. Ugo is on the line from Benue, Otukpo. Ugo, good morning to you. What's your contribution?
My contribution is that, you see, Nigeria now, as of 1999, we are going back to 1999, when democracy started. Obasanjo came from the west. Atiku came from the northeast. So now, the Senate President comes from Enugu State, Ken Naman and Co, southeast. Why is it that this same zoning has come back again, and they are trying to thwart it? If you look at it now, you see that this thing is making people not trusting the democracy any longer. That is why some people are yearning for different directions. Everywhere there is confusion. Things should be done the way it should be done. The Northwest, which we all know, where President Muhammad Buhari emerged from, have gone into power and they have stepped down. The Northeast presented us with the vice president. The Southwest gave us the presidency. South was the former deputy senate president. Where is the Southeast? None. Like, when we do things the way it should be done so that people will appreciate democracy in this country. We are seeing democracy as a method of cheating. That is why people don't come out to vote. People see it already. They have concluded on what they want to do. So why disturb their business? I will tell you the truth. If you say they should contest people that doesn't want people to vote, with the highest number of people will turn out, they don't want voting. Let them continue their business, and people should do that their own business there. But my suggestion is, my honorable leader from the House, if you look at Nigeria as it is today, you will find out that some of us who are on the grassroots are being matched by the elephants, you people elephants. We don't want our head to come outside and contribute or vote in democracy. Sometimes, if you look at this country, somebody seeking for a job, will say somebody with experience. How can you have experience when you have not worked? It is not you work, you have experience. But our country is only the one that's why people are running overseas, everybody. So, my honorable leader, I am recommending you that you look into this matter. It is not matter the journey that voted for the amendment of Ashwadi Tinubu. Some of us were victims in the South because we voted for him. Bob was black, and we were victims for that and we had injury. But we see, I like to be better. But what we are saying here is things to be balanced.
Okay, one moment, please. Let me just ask you a very brief question. What part do you think numbers play in all of this? The contribution, shall we say, of each zone to the victory of APC at the presidential? Because that has been brought up.
Actually, the contribution of the zones to the victory of the president, not when they became the highest vote. We all know that. Not to the thousand. Not West, not another vote. We the Southers, we know we never gave much. But what we are saying is that those little ones that supported him, he should consider them very well, so that others will know that where there is nothing, there is something. From there, they will see this. Democracy is all about the people.
All right.
You convince the people to move.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
I get you. Thank you very much for calling in. Honorable Bashir, I have very few more, just about a couple of more minutes to go. But, you know, that gentleman, he said, well, they might not have contributed as much as all of that, but still, for things to go on well, is why he thinks a very, very high principal office should come to the Southeast.
Well, I thank God that I heard the president-elect was saying that he's going to rule that the way and manner that the former president, the late President Erdogan led this country. And I believe that he's going to do the right thing. When Erdogan came into power, you have seen he took Nigeria as Nigeria is his project, not a sectional project. So if you want to carry this country along, you are supposed to take a Nigeria project as a one Nigeria. No difference of any tribe, religion, or sectionalism of this. Now, the major problem that now the National Working Committee of the APC is trying to bring is that they are trying to bring problem that some of the areas has already been marginalized. Yes, agreed. The southwest has already, the east has already been marginalized already. Everybody knew that. And at the same time, when you look at it, that is why we are emphasizing, we are insisting that they should allow the National Assembly to lead, to choose their leaders who are going to lead them. That will not bring up all this issue of marginalization in the National Assembly and whatsoever. And this is a constitutional issue. It is not an issue of so many 20 to 30 people to sit down and decide and appoint. No. It's not. It's wrong.
Okay.
It's wrong.
Well,
we are not.
Honorable.
We are not going to. We are going to. Inshallah, we are going to elect our leader, and who is going to help President Bola Tinubu to achieve his goals for Nigerians.
Thank you very much. We're going to have to leave it there, but I want to thank you very much, Honorable Bashir Zubairu Usman of the House of Representatives, for coming on the program this morning. We've run out of time. This is one view from the prism within the ruling party. There will be others, of course, that see it differently. So I suspect that we still have to do another program so that we can get some sort of a balance to, you know, just see what the thinking is within the party. Thank you very much for contributing your view for us this morning.
This is a view of so many people, because I know I'm working with so many. Before I came here, I have discussed so much with so many people about this matter, and they have given me their input. And let me tell you, we are over 180.
Yes, sir, but it's not the view of the National Working Committee. That's the point I was making. That's the only point I was making.
Well, the view of the National Committee is their own view. And our own people who have been elected from the various political parties, this is our view. Those who are going to lead, those who are going to legislate for Nigerians.
Thank you very much once more.
And we are expecting, and we are advising, we want to call on the National Working Committee of our great party, the ruling party, and to please withdraw that statement and allow us to do the right thing for Nigeria and Nigerians. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much. That's our program. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folarin. Bye-bye for now.
Consultation.